All right, paddle review time. Today we're taking on the Course Fire lineup, the EX, HX, and SX. These paddles promise customization like no other, but are they worth the effort? Let's break it all down. One dink, everybody knows the rules. Let's go. Quick disclosure, these paddles were sent to me at no cost. Course had no say in this review. I had no obligation to review them, and all opinions are 100% my own. If you're interested in picking one up, use my code MPB for 10% off. It also helps support the channel. Now let's dive in. The Course Fire paddles, EX elongated shape, HX hybrid shape, and SX standard shape are all about power and customization. These are not your typical paddles. They're built for intermediate to advanced players who love tinkering to optimize their gear to their own individual preferences. Out of the box, they're very stiff, vibration heavy, and frankly, unforgiving. Honestly, I even commented to a friend that they feel like a wood plank. The stiff feel is directly tied to their polypropylene wide cell honeycomb core. Larger cells mean there's less material between impact points, reducing the amount of compression and flex in the paddle. While this stiffness can amplify power, it can also increase vibration and reduces the natural soft feel some players prefer, especially during touch shots like dinks and drops. Compared to paddles with smaller cell honeycomb cores, which tend to absorb more shock and feel softer on contact, the wide cell design has less give. This is great for players who value power and control over softness, but it can feel unforgiving in stock form. But stay with me here, because that wood plank feel changes drastically with some modification. Add a bit of weight and these paddles open up and develop a personality. They go from feeling lifeless to being responsive, stable, and completely tailored to your game. Think of it like buying a premium bike that feels okay at first but transforms into a high-performance machine after some adjustments. So what makes the Course Fire paddles stand out? First, the materials. Each paddle is built with a thermoformed unibody design, a wide cell polypropylene honeycomb core, and a carbon polyglass surface. These materials are designed to maximize durability, stability, which in stock form is a struggle, and power. Second, the lightweight build. At around 7.7 ounces stock, these paddles are intentionally light, leaving room for you to customize them with weight. Once you add weight, typically 8 to 12 grams, the transformation is dramatic. The sweet spot expands, vibration is reduced significantly, and stability is greatly improved. Think of it like a blank slate for creating a paddle that fits your game perfectly. All right, let's break down each paddle model in detail, covering their performance, unique strengths, and who they're for. First up, the Fire EX. Here are some key stats during testing the Fire EX. I clocked in surge speeds of 57 miles per hour on average. That falls in the 86th percentile in my database. Spin RPM of 2,119. A swing weight of 113.8, which falls in the 46th percentile in my database. And a twist weight of 6.2, which falls in the 22nd percentile in my database. The EX is the power player's paddle. With its elongated design, it's built for aggressive players who love to drive the ball, hit powerful serves, and take advantage of extended reach. That extra length also helps with lobs and overhead smashes, giving you more court coverage and the ability to hit sharper angles. Out of the box, the EX has the largest sweet spot in the lineup, making it slightly more forgiving than the HX and SX. Yes, you heard that right. In my opinion, the EX, in elongated shape, has a bigger sweet spot than the hybrid and standard shape paddles in stock form. Once you add weight, especially around the perimeter and on the sides, it transforms into a beast for plow-through and stability. Drives feel crisp, smashes explode off the paddle face, and mishits are noticeably less punishing. Now, let's talk about how the ball feels coming off the paddle face. Now, what's super interesting to me on both of these paddles, stock and weighted up, is the ball seems to come off the face hot. It's not a rocket, it's not a gearbox, it's not a ripple. It's not a gearbox. But for those of you that have hit a gearbox, you know how the ball seems to get absorbed in the face and then just springs off? That's what I feel here. I'm not saying this is gearbox power. For the record, I'm saying, to me, the ball feels like it comes off the paddle face like a gearbox PPE, just dialed down. Compared to something like a gearbox PPE, which has a dramatic trampoline effect, where the ball springs off the face with noticeable energy, the EX feels more subtle, but similar. Stock, it leans more towards stiffness, but once weighted, it starts to offer a hint of that springy sensation on clean strikes, just dialed back. You get more control without losing too much pop. If you're an aggressive player who loves to drive the ball, this might be the paddle for you. But beginners, beware. It's stiff and unforgiving without modifications. For advanced players who are ready to customize, the EX delivers precision, power, and a hint of that responsive feel you might associate with premium paddles like the Gearbox PPE. So now let's talk about the Fire HX. Here are some key stats during my testing of the Fire HX. I clocked serve speeds on average of 56.7 miles per hour, which falls in the 71st percentile in my database. Spin RPM of 2,059. Swing weight of 110.11, which falls in the 16th percentile in my database. And a twist weight of 6.5, which falls in the 44th percentile in my database. So the Fire HX is the hybrid option in the lineup. This one is all about versatility. Its hybrid shape gives it a slightly larger sweet spot when weighted up than the SX, making it more forgiving for touch shots while still packing enough punch for offensive play. Once weighted, the HX becomes a reliable all-court, heavily power-leaning paddle. I found it especially effective for transitioning between soft resets at the kitchen and aggressive topspin thirds. It's the paddle for players who want one tool to handle everything, offense, defense, and everything in between. If you're a balanced player who loves to mix finesse and power, the HX has got you covered. But like the EX, it demands customization to reach its potential and unlock its personality. Okay, let's move on to the Fire SX. Here are some key stats I collected during my testing of the Fire SX. I clocked serve speeds on average of around 56.7 miles per hour, which falls in the 71st percentile in my database. Spin RPM of 2,018. Swing weight of 106.55, which falls into the 9th percentile in my database. Twist weight of 7.0, which falls in the 83rd percentile in my paddle database. So finally, we have the Fire SX, the standard-shaped paddle. It's built for players who prioritize stability and control with additional weight. With the widest face in the lineup, it has the most potential for defensive play and fast hand battles. That said, stock, the SX struggles with vibration and feels unstable on off-center hits. Once I added weight to the edges though, it felt rock solid for resets, blocks, and dinks. The improved stability gave me more confidence at the kitchen during firefights. If your game revolves around good defense and delicate play at the kitchen, the SX might be your paddle. But keep in mind, it takes the most effort to customize effectively. So here's how the three paddles compare. The EX is built for aggressive players who rely on powerful drives and serves to start their advance to the kitchen. Its elongated shape provides extra reach, making it easier to hit passing shots and overhead smashes. Stock, it's the most forgiving of the lineup. With added weight, it offers increased stability and plow-through, allowing for consistent drives and quicker transitions into dominant play at the kitchen. The HX is the most adaptable paddle in the lineup, ideal for players who want a single tool that performs well in every phase of the game. Weighted properly, it excels in controlled resets and precision dinks at the kitchen, while still providing enough power for aggressive drives and putaways during those fast hand battles. The SX is good for all court players. Its standard design provides exceptional stability for blocking, resetting, and controlling fast-paced exchanges when weighted. When weighted, it becomes a reliable choice for absorbing hard shots and executing soft precision dinks to maintain control at the kitchen. Each paddle favors a specific type of player, but none are beginner-friendly. These are paddles for advanced players ready to invest the time in customization, dialing them into your own individual preferences. All right, one dink, everybody knows the rules. It's time for a rating. The Fire paddles are a 6.7. Now let me break down why. First, the stock performance isn't great. These paddles feel very stiff, vibration heavy, and twist too much on off-center hits. They're especially hard to control for touch shots like resets and drops. It's clear they aren't meant to perform straight out of the box. Second, they require patience and effort to customize. These paddles are not designed to deliver their best stock. They're more of a blank canvas. If you're not willing to experiment with weight placement, they're probably not for you. But here's the good news. If you do take the time to fine-tune them, the rewards are absolutely worth it. Once dialed in, these paddles are fun, controllable, poppy, and powerful. The ability to tailor them to your game is what truly makes them special. Think of it like going from an off-the-shelf product to something custom-built just for you. And that's the trade-off. Stock, they might leave you frustrated. But with thoughtful adjustments, these paddles become something completely different. Whether it's adding weight around the entire perimeter or just the sides to expand the sweet spot and improve that plow through, they're responsive and customizable paddles, rewarding those who take the time to make them their own. So are these paddles for you? Here's the breakdown. When dialed into your preferences, the EX is good for power players who want extra reach and powerful drives. The HX is the most adaptable, handling everything from kitchen resets to fast-paced volleys. The SX offers unmatched stability with its standard shape design and lightweight swing weight, making it good for players who prioritize control, blocking, and precision at the kitchen. But again, unlocking their full potential takes time, effort, and the right customizations. If you're ready for the challenge, the Course Fire lineup might just be what you're looking for. But if you're after a paddle that's ready to go right out of the box, these won't be the best fit. And that's it. That's the review. If you're ready to take the plunge and get baptized in fire, use code MPB for 10% off and support my channel. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment below which paddle you think fits your game best. I'd love to hear your thoughts. See you on the court.